and welcome to another episode of Rob's World of Boxing. Let's get it. Alright, let's get to this fight video. Talk about the fights that happened over the weekend. Get into some fights that's going to happen this upcoming weekend. And touch on a couple other topics. Alright, let's get into it. Fight card I want to talk about was Saturday, May 6th in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. It was the DAZN card. DAZN in this case was Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, all those guys, man. It was Canelo Alvarez versus Ryder. All right. Card was a pay-per-view card, too. Honestly, I know Canelo is a big name, but come on, y'all. We got to do better, man. Ryder. But I did pay for it, so I can come here and do this for y'all. All right, let's get into it. Let's get to the card. First fight I want to talk about on the card. It was a 10-round contest at light heavyweight. Light heavyweight is 175 pounds. If you didn't know, it was Alexander Vostok versus Richard Bulliniks. Alexander Vostok was 18-1, 14 KOs. And Richard Bulliniks was 19-6, 1 draw, 8 KOs. This was Alexander Vostok's second fight back after a lengthy layoff. All right, let's get into it. He's not Alexander Vostok he's not trained by Teddy Atlas no more. That was a surprise to me. He's actually trained by Marcos Contreras. That's my partner name, Marcus Contreras. But yeah, he's trained by Marcos Contreras now. So yeah. All right. Bulliniks, he was outclassed in this fight by Vostok. Vostok was showing his skills in this fight. He finished Bulliniks in the 6th round with a right hand hook to the temple. The ref had seen enough, stepped in, stopped the fight, and yeah, giving Alexander Vostok the 6th round TKO win over Richard Bulliniks. Thoughts on the fight? I felt like it was a pretty good, feet wet fight for Alexander Vostok. Get his feet wet, getting back in there with some, better competition than he was in there his first fight back. I think that was like a 6-round fight, if I'm not mistaken, against somebody who had more losses than he had wins. So, get his feet back wet with Richard Bulliniks. And I feel like that's what he did. Yeah, now I feel like he should, take it a little step up, maybe another notch. Not the top guys, but a little, under them top 3 guys. Because you got the Arthur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol, Zurdo Ramirez. Don't go for those guys. Go for the guys under that guys. Maybe under those guys. Maybe the damn, what's his name? Yeah, one of those guys who's good though. But yeah, good job, Alexander Vostok, getting that win. All right, next fight on the card I want to talk about. It was a 10-round contest at junior welterweight. Junior welterweight is 140 pounds. If you didn't know, it was Steve Spark versus Gabriel Valenzuela. All right, Steve Spark was 16-2, 14 KOs. Gabriel Valenzuela was 26-3, 1 draw, 16 KOs. Yeah, let's just get right into it. Steve Spark actually was getting dominated in this fight. Well, I ain't gonna say dominated because the first half of the fight he was doing what he had to do. He was actually looking good. But the second half of the fight, it was a tale of 2 fights. He start getting dominated, for lack of better words, man. And it was surprising because I actually thought he was going to, win this fight after his performance against Montana Love. I thought he was going to take that momentum and catapult his career, and get where he needed to go. But it was not the case, man. Gabriel Valenzuela, like I said, he was putting a pause on Steve Sparks in the second half of the fight. Valenzuela actually dropped Sparks in the 6th round with every punch you can imagine and a tremendous body attack, man. He was beating up Sparks' body. I'm surprised Sparks got up from that, man. But he did get up, and he bounced back. He bounced back okay. He was trying his best, but he just didn't have what it took, to beat Valenzuela, that night, in my opinion. And the judges felt the same way. One judge had to fight 96-93 for Valenzuela. Another judge had to fight 95-94 for Sparks. And the final judge had to fight 95-94 for Valenzuela, giving Gabriel Valenzuela the split decision win over Steve Sparks. Good job, Gabriel, getting that win. All right, the fight was at junior welterweight. I don't think any of those fighters will make an impact, rather, at the weight, other than maybe fighting some title contenders or fighting a champion. I don't think they'll get to that point to fight a champion, in my opinion. But yeah, good job, both guys, and real good job, Valenzuela, getting that win, as I said. All right, let's get into the next fight I want to talk about on the card. It was a 12-round contest at 112 pounds. 112 pounds is flyweight. If you didn't know, it was Julio Cesar Martinez versus Ronel Batista. Julio Cesar Martinez was 19-2, 14 KOs, and he is the WBC champ. Ronel Batista was 15-2, 9 KOs. All right, Martinez dropped Batista in the 7th round. And it was clear, man. It was a clear knockdown, in my opinion. But the ref actually called it a slip, and I was like, "What the hell?" That was surprising. Batista, he got a gift with that one, because he clearly got dropped, man. I believe he thought he had got dropped. He was ready, to get the count, but the ref was like, "No, slip, get up." All right, and after he got up, Martinez continued to beat the hell out of him en route to an 11th round KO win. Batista was against the ropes. The ref, Batista was against the ropes, getting hell beat out of him. Let me not forget that part. He was getting shit beat out of him. And the ref, he had seen enough, stepped in, giving Julio Cesar Martinez the 11th round TKO win over Ronel Batista, retaining his belt. Yeah, man, moving on to bigger and better things. It's not too many bigger, better things in the flyweight division. You really only got Sonny Edwards and Bam Rodriguez, who would be big money fights, at that weight. Freaking Julio Cesar Martinez is number 3 behind those guys, so that's the only place he has to go is up, So I'm looking forward to seeing him in there versus Sonny Edwards or Bam Rodriguez, and see how he does. In my opinion, I don't think he could fuck with Bam at all. I think Bam is just on another level. Maybe he can give Sonny Edwards, a run for his money. Sonny Edwards doesn't have a lot of power. He's a boxer, So that'll be a clash of styles. So I like to see that fight before I see the Bam fight. But yeah, good job, Julio Cesar Martinez, getting that win. All right, next fight I want to talk about was the main event. Hold on, grab some water first. All right, it was Canelo Alvarez versus Ryder for undisputed at 168 pounds. Well, Canelo already undisputed. Ryder was trying to take that title from Saul. All right, Canelo Alvarez is 58-2, 2 draws, 39 KO. Ryder is 32-5, 18 KOs. All right, this is a hometown fight for the undisputed champ. Canelo actually came out with a mariachi band. Everything, fireworks. He had a 8-minute ring walk. It was a sold-out event. It was hella people in there, man. It was crazy. It was like I said, it was an event, man. Let's get to the fight now. Canelo actually bloodied Ryder's nose in the third round, man. It started leaking everywhere. It was over Canelo's trunks, his shoes. They had a graphic photo after the fight, of Canelo's shoes with just blood just everywhere all over him, man. It was crazy. Y'all gotta check that photo out if you can, man. Yeah. Canelo actually dropped Ryder in the 5th round with a 1-2 combo. It was a jab, straight right hand when Ryder was against the ropes, man. I didn't think Ryder was going to get up, but Ryder did get up. He showed tremendous heart all throughout the fight, man, not just that moment. And, yeah, man, he got up and, got beat up, but he did get up, to finish the rest of the fight. And I'm not going to lie, he was actually catching Canelo with a lot more punches than I would like to see John Ryder catch Canelo Alvarez with. I ain't saying he, because not by any means he was, close to winning a fight or, nothing like that. But the old Canelo would not have let John Ryder hit him that many times. He would do a better job of rolling the punches, even if he wasn't moving, because Canelo has never been the best mover of his feet. But he would move that waist and he would get out the way, more than he was just getting out the way in this fight, man. And, yeah, I seen a decline from Canelo Alvarez in this fight, man. No lie. I've been seeing a decline. I seen a decline his last fight with Bivol. Well, the fight with Triple G, I seen a decline. Then his last fight with Bivol, he lost, of course. So I seen a decline there. And this fight, I seen even more of a decline. I just feel like he's not the same Canelo Alvarez he used to be, man. Freaking, that was to be expected in this fight, though. So I'm not going to be so quick to judge. I'm going to give him this fight, because he said he was coming off surgery. I think, what was it? I think it was his hand. He said his hand was fucked up, so he had to get surgery on his hand. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on that. And his last fight he had lost. So, coming off a loss, that fuck up a lot of people's brains. A lot of people don't even come back to the boxing game after a loss. You've seen, what it did to Alexander Vostok. He had to take a 3.5-year layoff and fire his trainer, some more shit. So losses can really affect you. So coming off a loss, coming off a hand surgery, I'm going to give you a pass this fight, man. But next fight, I need to see a lot more out of you, Canelo, because you, well, first, let's get into the results of the fight, man. Ended up going to the cards. One judge had to fight 120 to 107, and the last two judges had to fight 118 to 109, both for your winner and all for your winner by unanimous decision. Canelo Alvarez getting that win over John Ryder, man. Yeah, let's get back to what I was talking about. If you don't pick it up, David Benavidez is going to have you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, in my opinion. I don't think you can fuck with David Benavidez. I don't think this Canelo Alvarez can fuck with David Benavidez. You will make it a tough fight, but David Benavidez will KO you, in my opinion. But the old Canelo Alvarez, he can beat David Benavidez. He can beat him, I ain't going to say easy, but he can beat him. And that'd be a hell of a fight because Canelo is shorter than David. David is about 5 inches taller than Canelo, so Canelo will be right at his body. And Canelo can, he has tremendous body attacks and he has tremendous fucking power. He'll load up and he can kill David's body if he's the old Canelo. But nonetheless, good job, Canelo Alvarez, getting that win, man. Boxing ain't easy, and knocking other men out ain't easy. So you did what you did, man. It is what it was. You can say, a friend of mine brought it to my attention because I really wasn't even thinking about it like that. But yeah, he said Canelo knocked out Caleb Plant, but David didn't. And I was like, you know what? I ain't even think of it. But Canelo did knock out Caleb Plant, and David didn't. So that's something to note. All right, but that was it for the fights that happened over the weekend. It was only one fight card. It was a, pretty good fight card, man. Starting with, with some undercard fights that I ain't talk about, but starting with that Alexander Vostok fight, it got good. Vostok, Sparks, Martinez, and of course the main event with Canelo. So yeah, it was a pretty good card, man. Hopefully you checked it out. If you didn't, check it out on the rewind, because I know the pay-per-view was a little pricey. But yeah. All right, let's get to the fights that's going to happen this upcoming weekend. All right, Saturday, May 13th. Get into it. First fight card I want to talk about is going to transpire in Stockton, California. Up here where I'm at, man, it's basically the Bay. It's going to be on ESPN Plus card, Top Rank card. Top Rank is Bob Arum, all those guys. And as I said, it's going to be on ESPN Plus at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. 10 p.m. Eastern Time. There's a couple of title fights on this card. Let's get into it. All right? And I want to get right into it because, as I say about ESPN cards, it's a deep card, man. Like, all ESPN cards, man. This is no exception. ESPN has the best cards, man, the best prospects, in my opinion, and they have, and they show it every time out. All right? Let's get into it. The main event is going to be a 12-round contest. A middleweight is 160 pounds, if you didn't know. And it's a title fight. It's Janibek Alumakanuli versus Stephen Butler. Janibek Alumakanuli is 13-0, 8 KOs, 30 years of age. He's a southpaw. He stands at 5'11" and a half with a 71.5-inch reach. He's from Kazakhstan. He's made Kazakh style popular. He got tired of Triple G, because Triple G is from Kazakhstan. He saying, "Oh, I fight Mexican style. I fight Mexican style." He like, bruh, ain't you from where we from, man? I fight Kazakh style. So yeah, he made that phrase popular. All right, and Janibek Alumakanuli is the WBO champion at 160 pounds, man. All right. Janibek Alumakanuli. His opponent, Stephen Butler. Stephen Butler is 32-3, 1 draw, 26 KOs. He's 27 years of age. He's Orthodox style fighter, so that should be interesting. Southpaw versus Orthodox. It always is. All right. He's 5'11.5" as well. But he has a 75-inch reach, so he has a reach advantage. See if he uses it. All right. Stephen Butler is from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. His notable loss he has, because he has 3 of them, was to Ryota Murata. And Murata KO'd him in the 5th round. And that fight transpired December 2019. His other 2 losses came to guys I have no idea who the hell they was, so I ain't even going to talk about it. But that is something to note. He lost to some guys we don't even know. So, yeah. All right. Now, I actually never heard of Stephen Butler. Yeah. So, let's see if he can shock the world in this fight. Well, not shock the world, because Janibek ain't on world status yet. Let's see if he can get that upset win. All right. Which I feel like he will not do. My thoughts on the fight, I feel like Janibek Alumakanuli, he is an elite middleweight, man. And a lot of people don't know him, but he has skills, bro. I'm telling you, he has a lot of skills. And I feel like he's going to show it in this fight versus Stephen Butler. I say, quick prediction, I say an 8th round KO win for Janibek Alumakanuli. Getting that win. All right, next fight on the card I want to talk about. It's a 12-round contest. A bantamweight. Bantamweight is 118 pounds. If you did know, it's for a vacant WBO bantamweight title. So this is the second title fight on the card. All right, it's Jason Maloney versus Vincent Astrolabio. Jason Maloney is 25-2, 19 KOs, 32 years of age. He's an Orthodox style fighter, stands at 5'5" with a 65-inch reach. He's from Australia. His losses came one loss came versus Noi Inoue when Noi Inoue was 19-0 via 7th round KO. That fight transpired October of 2020. His second loss came to Emmanuel Rodriguez when Emmanuel Rodriguez was 18-0 via split decision, and that fight transpired October of 2018. So yeah, Jason Maloney. Let's get to his opponent, Vincent Astrolabio. Vincent Astrolabio is 18-3, 13 KOs, 26 years of age. Orthodox style fighter. Stands at 5'5" with a 65.5-inch reach. He's from the Philippines. His yeah, man, he lost to some unknowns. I don't know anybody he lost to. So yeah. But he did beat Guillermo Rigondeaux via unanimous decision win February 2022. A couple fights back, man, when Guillermo Rigondeaux was 20-2, man. So yeah, that's something to note. Because Guillermo Rigondeaux was that guy once upon a time. And for you to beat him, that's a feat. All right. Quick thoughts and predictions on the fight. I feel like it should be a pretty good fight, a back and forth contest. Astrolabio has that in and out style just like Manny Pacquiao, his role model, from the Philippines, So let's see, who can pull it out, man. I feel like probably I'll give it to Jason Maloney, man. Unanimous decision win. In a hard fought fight, pulling it out, in my opinion. All right, next fight on the card I want to talk about. Grab some water first, though. It's an 8-round contest. The lightweight is 135 pounds. If you didn't know, it's Gabe Flores Jr. versus Derek Murray. Gabe Flores Jr. is 21-2, 7 KOs, 23 years of age. Orthodox style fighter, stands at 5'9" with a 69.5-inch reach. He's from Stockton, California, so it's a hometown fight for him. And I ain't gonna lie, everybody I know from Stockton been talking about, Gabe is gonna fight in Stockton. G Squad, that's what they call him, G Squad fighting in Stockton. So he's very popular in Stockton, man, and I expect it to be sold out, man. So I actually wanted to go to the fight, but I got my daughter, so shit. Parenting came first. It is what it is. All right, as I stated, it's a hometown fight for Gabe Flores Jr. And Gabe is actually coming off 2 losses in 3 fights, surprisingly, man. I actually like Gabe early on in his career, but as of late, he's been looking awful. Man, he lost to Luis Alberto Lopez via unanimous decision September of 2021. And in his last fight, he actually lost to Giovanni Cabrera when Cabrera was 20-2 via unanimous decision. I thought he was going to beat Cabrera, man. I felt like he had all the skills to beat Cabrera. Cabrera is very slow. He's very slow. And I just feel like Gabe could have took advantage of that, man. He didn't. He actually, he got beat. So, I'm not high on Gabe Flores Jr. right now. And I feel like Bob Arum is a smart man. He knows there's a lot of money out here in Stockton. And he thinking like, hey, let's get some of that Stockton money before Gabe Flores Jr. fuck it up. Because I think he had a lot of faith in Gabe Flores Jr. in the beginning, as I did. And thought he was going to, be a big cash cow. But he's proven not to be. So I think Bob trying to get that money before he don't get anything. All right, let's get to his opponent, Derek Murray. Derek Murray is 17-8, 1 draw, 6 KOs, 34 years of age. Orthodox style fighter, stands at 5'7". He's from St. Louis, Missouri. And honestly, I've never heard of Derek Murray, but he looks like he was brought to Stockton to lose. I feel like Bob Arum is going to throw Gabe that layup, and give him that win in his hometown. Hopefully, because like I said, Gabe's been looking awful. I wouldn't be surprised if Derek came in and beat him, and nobody even knows who the fuck Derek is. But I wouldn't be surprised if he came in and beat Gabe, no lie. But hopefully, for Gabe's sakes and for Stockton's sake, because I want more fights to be in Stockton. Man, I'm not going to have my daughter every weekend, so if Gabe win this fight, I'm to fights in Stockton. I love the way this is, man. ESPN in Stockton? What? Oh, man, I'm there. But, man, hopefully Gabe get this win so it's more fights in Stockton. All right, and quick prediction on the fight. I feel like Gabe should get the win. I say, and get back to his winning ways. I say unanimous decision win for Gabe. I ain't going to say no knockouts, nothing spectacular. But a unanimous decision, just give us that, Gabe. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the card. It's a 4-round contest of featherweight. Featherweight is 126 pounds. If it did, no. It's Amado Vargas versus Bernardo Manzano. Amado Vargas is 6-0, 2 KOs, 22 years of age. Is Orthodox style fighter, stands at 5'8". He's from Oxnard, California. He's the son of Hall of Fame boxer Fernando Vargas. He's the middle child. All right, and his other children box too, if you didn't know, for the novice. All right, well, casual boxing fans. All right, his opponent, Bernardo Manzano, is 2-4, no KOs. He's 27 years of age. He's Orthodox style fighter. He stands at 5'4", little man, from Mexico. I've never heard of Bernardo Manzano. So yeah, man, I think he was brought here to lose as well. He don't have any KOs, so he's not any, danger to Vargas. So I see Vargas walking right through Manzano. Quick prediction, I'll say a second round KO win for Amado Vargas, getting his KOs up. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the card. It's an 8-round contest of middleweight is 160 pounds. No, it's Javier Martinez versus Joe Sean James. Javier Martinez is 8-0, 2 KOs, 27 years of age. He's a southpaw. He stands at 6'1" with a 72-inch reach. He's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He's trained by Roberto Garcia, but Peter Garcia might be at this fight. Roberto's been at all his fights, man, but I don't think he has a lot of faith in Javier anymore. I ain't gonna lie. He probably send his son, because I ain't got a lot of faith in Javier no more, even though he's 8-0, but he got 2 KOs. He's 27 years of age. He needs to speed it up. He don't have time to, just be fucking around. And I feel like his last couple fights, he's just been fucking around. He hasn't been overly impressive, man. Nothing to write home about. So, yeah, I feel like Peter, like I said, will be at this fight. Let's get to his opponent, Joe Sean James. Joe Sean James is 7-0, 4 KOs, 24 years of age. He stands at 6'1". He's from Vallejo, but he's living in Sacramento, for people who don't know. And I've never heard of Joe Sean James. This is a hometown fight for him, basically. Sacramento and Stockton is about 30 minutes apart. So, yeah, he should have a lot of support at the fight, and he's undefeated. So, yeah, man. Hopefully he get that win, man, for, our sake, in Stockton and the Bay and all this shit. 'Cause I say Stockton is a part of the Bay as well. People say it ain't, but shit, man, I'm gonna claim him. We all in the Bay. But, yeah, man, hopefully get that win and put on for us, man. And, yeah. If he do get that win, Jesus Christ. Oh, I bet Javier Martinez, this is going to be over for your career. Roberto Garcia, they said that he abandoned his fighters, but he might abandon you, man. He might go elsewhere. I don't know. All right, so quick prediction, though. I say a unanimous decision win for Javier Martinez, getting that win. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the card. It's an 8-round contest of featherweight. Featherweight is 126 pounds. If you did, no, it's Ruben Villa versus Mako Villagrana. All right, Ruben Villa is 19-1, 6 KOs. His age is unknown. He's a southpaw. He stands at 5'6" with a 66.5-inch reach from Salinas, California. His only loss came to Emmanuel Navarrete when Navarrete was 32-1 via unanimous decision, and that fight transpired October of 2020. I've never seen Villa fight. I don't think I have. If I did, it wasn't memorable. All right, let's go to his opponent, Mako Villagrana. Mako Villagrana is 16-4, 8 KOs, 27 years of age. He's a southpaw. He stands at 5'7". He's from Mexico City, Mexico. His last fight was against Mark Castro, who was 8-0 at the time they clashed. He actually lost to Mark Castro via unanimous decision. Mark Castro is a good fighter. He's not great, in my opinion. He's very slow as well. Yeah. All right. Another loss he has on his career was to Victor Abreu via unanimous decision. That came in 2022. And Victor Abreu was 1-0 when he beat him. So you losing to fighters who are 1-0. I don't think you're gonna beat Ruben Villa. You know, so quick prediction on the fight. I say unanimous decision win for Ruben Villa. He doesn't have a lot of power with 6 KO, so yeah, unanimous decision win, getting that win. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the card. It's 8-round contest at junior lightweight. Junior lightweight is 130 pounds. If you didn't know, it's Haven Brady Jr. versus D'Angelo Fuentes. Haven Brady Jr. is 9-0, 4 KOs, 21 years of age. He's orthodox style fighter, stands at 5'6" with a 68.5-inch reach from Albany, Georgia. And he's a good-looking young prospect. I really like Haven Brady Jr. a lot, man. All right, let's get to the next fight. Let's get to his opponent. Sorry about that. D'Angelo Fuentes. D'Angelo Fuentes is 8-1, 5 KOs, 24 years of age. He's orthodox style fighter. He stands at 5'6". He's from Coconut Creek, Florida. His loss came versus Duke Reagan when Duke Reagan was 6-0, and Duke beat him by unanimous decision August of 2022. Losing to Duke Reagan, nothing to be ashamed of. He's a pretty good-looking young prospect as well, just like Haven Brady Jr. He's throwing, so I get the theme. They're throwing D'Angelo Fuentes in there with good-looking young prospects, man. I don't feel like this fight's going to be any different from his fight with Duke Reagan, man. You know, I say unanimous decision will for Haven Brady Jr. as well versus Fuentes, getting that win. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the card. It's an 8-round contest at welterweight. Welterweight is 147 pounds. If you did know, it's Brian Norman Jr. versus Jesus Perez. Brian Norman Jr. is 23-0, 19 KOs, 22 years of age. His orthodox style fighter stands at 5'8" with a 72-inch reach from Decatur, Georgia. His yeah, man, he has the best record of any guy on this card, but he's fighting first. That's weird. Well, it was weird until I started looking more into his opposition, man. And the best guy he's faced has been 13-3, but you're 23-0 with 19 knockouts. And the worst guy has been 2-30, and it's been more of those, on that end of the spectrum, man, 2-30 end of the spectrum, than it been 13-3. He's fought, 5-10 guys, then all these bullshit ass records, so. That explains why you are opening up a card in Stockton, California. Yeah, man, you need to start challenging yourself way more. You look pretty good, man, 23-0, 19 KO, but I can't even keep saying that. Who the hell is you fighting? All right, so yeah, let's get to your opponent. Jesus Perez. Jesus Perez is 24-4, 18 KOs, 25 years of age from Mexico. His last fight was a loss to Alexis Rocha when Rocha was 20-1. And Rocha beat him via unanimous decision. Yeah. And Jesus Perez has only lost. He has only lost to undefeated fighters or fighters who've only lost one fight. So, yeah, man, that's something to note. Brian Norman Jr. got this spectacular record, fighting nobodies. And Jesus Perez then lost 4 fights, but he's been fighting somebodies. So, yeah, man, let's see who'll come out on top. Quick prediction, I feel like Brian Norman probably will get that win, man, and keep his winning streak alive. But I feel like it's going to be a back and forth contest, man. It ain't going to be easy for Brian Norman. It ain't going to be easy. I feel like they're trying to step up his level of opposition without him knowing it, But, yeah. Unanimous decision win for Brian Norman Jr. in that fight. All right. Let's get to the next card I want to talk about. This card is going to also be Saturday, May 13th. But this one is going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada. And it's going to be a Showtime card. And Showtime is PBC, Al Haymon, all those guys. All right. It's going to be a title fight on here. All right. And it's a card full of junior welterweights, man. Every fight is a fight, junior welterweights against each other, man. Hold on. Oh, shit. All right. Let's get into it. The main event is going to be a 12-round contest at junior welterweight. Junior welterweight is 140 pounds. If you didn't know, it's for the interim junior welterweight belt. Well, WBA junior welterweight belt. All right, it's Rolly Romero versus Ishmael Barroso. Rolly Romero is 14-1, 12 KOs, 27 years of age. He's Orthodox style fighter, stands at 5'8" with a 68-inch reach. He's from Las Vegas, Nevada. His last fight came his last fight versus Gervonta Davis via 6-round TKO. All right, this is gonna be Rolly's first fight at junior welterweight, man. It was supposed to be a title shot versus Alberto Puello, who was 21-0, the champion. He is the WBA champion, Puello, if you didn't know. But Puello actually got busted, man, for steroid use. So now he's in danger of being stripped of his title, man, if his B sample tests positive as well. So the winner of this fight will be interim champ, man, until that B sample comes back. And if it comes back positive, the winner of this fight will be the WBA champion, man. And yeah, man, I ain't saying that he did it, but usually when the A sample come back positive, the B sample come back positive. So I believe the winner of this fight will be champion. If not, I wouldn't even talk about it, because I don't even talk about interim titles. I don't want to hear about no interim. But I believe this interim will be champion, actually. So I had to throw that out there. All right, let's get into Rolly's opponent, Ishmael Barroso. Ishmael Barroso is 24-3, 2 KOs, 24. All right, let's start that over. Ishmael Barroso is 24-3, 2 draws, 22 KOs. He's 40 years of age. He's a southpaw. He stands at 5'8.5" with a 69-inch reach from Venezuela. And honestly, I've never heard of Ishmael Barroso. But yeah, man, let's see if he can get the upset win versus Rolly and become champ. I don't think Rolly gonna have a problem with a guy who's 40 years old. Rolly has a lot of power, man. A lot of power. His only loss is to Gervonta Tank Davis. That's nothing to be ashamed of. Tank is the fucking face of boxing. If him and Canelo is up there, and Tyson Fury. But I say Tank, man, right now, the way Canelo just looked. But yeah, man, that's nothing to be ashamed of, losing to Tank. So yeah, man, quick prediction on the fight. I'd say 4th round KO win for Rolly Romero, getting that win, coming out real aggressive. And KO on the old man, and becoming champ, man, and making him the new WBA champ. All right, let's get to the undercards. First fight I want to talk about on the undercard is a 10-round contest of junior welterweight. Junior welterweight is 140 pounds. If you didn't know, but you should know, because I've been saying it. All right, Gary Antoine Russell versus Kent Cruz. Gary Antoine Russell is 16-0. 16 KOs, 26 years of age. He's a southpaw. He stands at 5'10" with a 69-inch reach. He's from Capitol Heights, Maryland. He's the youngest brother of the Russell brothers. All right, and he's the best Russell brother in my opinion. All right, I believe they're selling it to be the winner of this fights the winner of the main event. Which I think they want it to be Rolly versus Gary Antoine Russell, man, so they can, have that be a big money fight and set that up to be Rolly's first title defense. I think that's what they're trying to do, PBC being, and hopefully they can get that done if both fighters get the win. Let's see if Gary Antoine Russell can get the win versus his opponent, Kent Cruz. Kent Cruz is 16-0. 3 draws, 10 KOs, 30 years of age. He's Orthodox style fighter, stands at 5'10" with a 71.5-inch reach from St. Louis, Missouri. His last 2 fights have been draws versus Enrico Kaya, who's 13-0. Yeah, honestly, I've never heard of Ken Cruz, man. But yeah, let's see if we can get the upset win versus Gary Antoine Russell and upset PBC's plan in the process, which I feel like he won't do. I feel like Gary Antoine Russell will make easy work of Ken Cruz. As you can see, he has 16 KOs in 16 fights, so he has a lot of fucking power. I feel like the main event is going to be a knockout, and I feel like this fight is going to be a knockout. I say a 5th round KO win for Gary Antoine Russell, getting that win on his way to fighting Rolly, you know. And I'm going to get ahead of myself, man. That's going to be a hell of a fight, Gary Antoine versus Rolly. I don't think Rolly can beat Gary Antoine, man. I think Gary just has more tools in the toolbox than Rolly. That's just my opinion, though. And that's just me getting ahead of the horse, man. You know, so, yeah. I feel like I said, Gary going to get this win, though. All right, let's get to the next fight I want to talk about on the card. It's a 10-round contest at junior welterweight. You already know what junior welterweight is. All right, it's Francis Bartholomew versus Omar Juarez. Francis Bartholomew is 29-2, 1 draw, 15 KOs, 37 years of age. He's an Orthodox style fighter, stands at 5'10", with a 72.5-inch reach from Cuba. His losses came versus Gary Antoine Russell. That was his last fight when Gary Antoine Russell was 15-0. And Gary KO'd him in the 6th round. His other loss came versus Cal Rillick, when Cal Rillick was 21-2 via unanimous decision, March of 2018. I don't know where the hell Cal Rillick went after that fight. And just a side note, I'm like, where the hell he went? He was nice. I haven't seen him. All right, Francis Bartholomew is a 2-division champ, man. He was IBF champ at 130, and he was also IBF champ at 135. Francis Bartholomew. Let's go to his opponent, Omar Juarez. Omar Juarez is 14-1, 5 KOs, 23 years of age. He's an Orthodox style fighter. Stands at 5'9" with a 69-inch reach from Brownsville, Texas. His loss came versus Ali Rivera, who I don't know who the hell that is. Yeah. He was 21-5 though, and he beat him via majority decision, June of 2021. Honestly, I've never heard of Omar Juarez, but yeah, I mean, he looks good on paper. Besides that loss, man, 23 with 14 wins. So yeah, let's see if we can get the win versus Bartholomew. I feel like Bartholomew should get the win. He's a former champ. He's been there, done that against a guy who's lost to a guy who has 5 losses, who hasn't been there, done that. Because if he had, I would heard of him, So, I say a unanimous decision win for Francis Bartholomew, getting that win. All right, that's it for the fights that's going to happen over the weekend, this upcoming weekend. Yeah, man, check them out if you can. Some pretty good, yeah, man, it's a stacked fight card with that ESPN card, as all ESPN cards are, with young prospects. And then on Showtime, it's a pretty, good card, man. You got a title fight, then you got, a knockout artist, then you got a former champ. So it's a pretty good weekend of boxing, man. Check it out if you can. All right, other news, Earl Spence Jr. says it's Terrence Crawford or nothing. He said he wants Terrence Crawford or he don't want to fight nobody. And he believes the fight will be done. He ain't say how, if they were negotiating, but he said he believed the fight will be done. All right, and I believe it when I see it because, yeah, they've been saying that a while, and they've been, getting my hopes up. There's no fight. So I believe it when I see it. Hopefully I see it. All right, also, Deontay Wilder, he got caught with a concealed weapon, man. Yeah, man, he went to jail, I guess, or whatever, went to booking, but he bailed right out. So, yeah, he good. I guess, he does it. Because when you bail out, you got to go to court. He got to go to court for it. But, yeah, man, he tweeted right after he, bailed out, man. He'd rather be caught with it than without it. And, I agree wholeheartedly. Because, shit, I'd rather be caught with it than without it. Shit, everywhere you see me, I got it with me. Because I ain't going to be caught without it. This world we living in today, yeah, I ain't taking no chances. People are crazy. People are hungry. People will, just do anything nowadays. And I'm not going to risk my life or risk, my daughter's upbringing because of it. And I can't afford to do it. And I don't blame him for, staying with that thing on you, so now you got to face that music though, but I'd rather face that music. But they say I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6 any day. Yeah. But yo, like, comment, subscribe, all that shit, people. Rob's World of Boxing. Yeah.